Hello and welcome to another episode of Moose's Gear Goo Review. I'm Moose, and today I got another knife review, and this one's pretty sweet. I actually have kind of fallen in love with this one, and I just dig it. And this is the Boker Plus Sergei Panchenko Lancer. So this thing is sweet. I believe it is a Blade HQ exclusive, or I could be wrong, but I did get this off Blade HQ, and I do know for sure that there is a Blade HQ exclusive for sure, and that would be the more premium one. But anyways, let's get into it. So first off, the overall length is 7 inches. The blade length is 3 inches. The blade thickness is 0.1 inch. The handle length is 4 inches. The overall weight is 2.4 ounces. And yeah. So let's take a look at it. So first off, for whatever reason, this knife just seemed really simple, and I just kind of liked the overall look of the knife, and two, it was kind of a front flipper design, and I've never had that, and so I wanted to give it a shot. So just seeing it, it just had a different look compared to a lot of the knives that I usually gravitate towards, or just, basic pocket knives in general. It doesn't look like a common knife. Looking at the blade shape, I'm always a fan of it, kind of a spear point, drop point blade. It's a flat ground blade. It has kind of a little decorative swedge up here. Has a huge kind of pill-shaped cutout there. You can see a subtle Boker Plus logo here. And then on the other side, you have the designer, Sergei Panchenko's kind of signature there. And minutely up top here is the 440C blade steel. The other really nice thing with this blade and this knife in general is that the stonewash on this thing just looks sweet. It's kind of like a smoke wash or a gray wash. I don't even know what you want to call it, but the finish on the blade is just awesome. The liners inside here, or at least the lock bar, is also done in the same way, and as well as the pocket clips. So it all runs through the same theme and the same finish, so it just looks beautiful. Like I said, it's a flat ground blade, kind of a flat spine, and I think you're able to throw sparks off there if that interests anyone. Other than that, going into the handle, once again, super simple design, very boxy feeling, straight lines. Yeah, no real contouring. There's a little bit of champering around the edges. And then we have a lanyard hole in the butt end. And then there's this generous kind of cutout here to give you access to the sub frame lock thing in there. So it's not a frame lock, it's a liner lock. But the liner is recessed into the G10. So gives you a cutout there as well as the access to the thumb hole opening. It has two G10 handle scales. The top handle scale has no steel frame running through it. Well, the bottom one just has the more or less the liner lock in the one side, and that's what keeps the weight down so well on this knife. It's under 2.5 ounces, which is really awesome and easy to carry. The blade is fairly thick, and you can definitely tell that it's blade heavy out of anything. Really smooth action as far as like opening and closing. I think it just has basic washers in there, nothing fancy. And then as far as the front flipper goes, it's different, but you have to kind of do a wrist flick with it. So, but I just prefer the thumb hole. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I already covered all the specs. There's really no bells and whistles on this guy. My only gripe is that the pocket clip, which I like, is very simple. It's very nice, but it's very shallow. So it doesn't, it doesn't take on thicker fabrics like you would hope. So it's fairly shallow, and I just wish it was a little bit more of a deeper of a clip. And obviously, if it could, I would have always loved for a deep carry clip, but still not a deal breaker for me. So there you have it. That's the Benchmade Lancer. So let's start some comparisons. We're going to compare it to the Spyderco Delica 4 with the Emerson Wave. We have the Spyderco Alcyone. Love that knife. And then we have the king of the lightweights here, the Benchmade Bugout. So as you can see, blade lengthwise, 3 inches. You know, these knives are all pretty similar. Obviously, the blade length goes to the Bugout a little bit longer. Handle is just a titch longer as well there. So pretty similar all around. As far as like the profile, if you look, basically the Lancer is basically 1 inch. It kind of fits perfectly in line with that track, where some of these other ones deviate outside of that. So what's nice when you find a knife that has a very straight frame is that when you fold it and it's in your pocket, it doesn't bulge out into the space where you might have your wallet or your cell phone. And that's what I kind of like about the Bugout as well. But that's definitely a win for the Lancer here, because these ones have a little bit more ergonomic curve to them, and those usually tend to take up more real estate in the pocket. So looking at the knives, let's look at the thickness. Blade thickness definitely goes to the Benchmade. Handle thickness, oh, pretty close. I'd say they're about even. Blade thickness goes to the Boker Plus Lancer. Handle thickness, though, goes to the Spyderco Delica. Last one, blade thickness. Ooh, they're pretty close to the same. The Lancer might be just a titch thicker, and it looks like the Alcyone is just a little bit thicker in the handle. All right, so last test, your favorite test, the best test, the ugly brown glove test. So the ugly brown glove test, just to see if the knife will work with a clumsy cloth gloved hand. Just to give you some sort of point of reference. G10 feels decent. You can tell it's just a lighter knife, though. There is no finger guard, so that's always one thing you need to be careful of, because you could slip up on the blade, whether you're wearing a glove or not. And there is no jimping either, so yeah, this thing's just a lightweight knife. Not going to be doing anything too drastic or heavy with it, but you know, it is what it is. So feels okay there. That big cutout to get to the liner lock works really well. The thumb lock, oh, I can flick it open with this. Oops. There we go. Definitely doable. Because they have that huge cutout, super easy to disengage the lock. And that big, generous, pill-shaped finger hole there works really well. Let's try the front flipper. Works enough. There's no jimping. I think it'd be helpful if there's a little bit of jimping there just to catch. But it is what it is. And yeah, does it pass? Honestly, yeah, it passes a lot better than I thought. So, cool. Pass. What would I give it? I'd say it passes with about an 80%, 85%. Yeah, I'll give it 85, actually. 85% on the ugly brown glove test. So there you have it, guys. This is the Boker Plus Benchmade. Real quick on the variations. Blade HQ is carrying 3 different variations. I'll leave the link in the description below, as well as links to some of these other blades and my other gear and whatever down below. But they have 3 variations. There's this basic one, and I bought this around the Christmas time sale, and I think they were only $40. Since then, the price has gone up. At the time of this video, it was like $55 for this variation, I believe. And then the other variation was a little bit more than that, or I don't know. Either way, check the links below. They'll give you the most accurate pricing. But basically, there's this variation. Then there's a variation with OD green G10 handle scales, and then the premium variation comes with carbon fiber handle scales and an S35 VN blade steel. And that one looks pretty sick, but I just knew that the G10 just looked better. I like that simplicity of it. I don't want it to look too fancy. You hear me? Alright, so there you have it, guys. Check this knife out. Really like it. Really looks really cool, so I totally recommend this blade. And I really enjoy carrying it as well. So, alright, guys, so please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out these other 2 videos here. Check out the eye in the upper right hand corner for other videos. And click that big round subscribe logo button, or the red logo subscribe button down below. And thank you, and I'll see you outside.